Alright, so I'm testing out this video to this is a Verizon Ellipse, which is I think that's pronounced correct. It's something for me to use. Obviously, I don't know who has access to any of this. I don't know if it reaches out to anyone other than the psychologist. But I thought to myself that I would go ahead and let everyone know some of the sophisticated shit that they're doing to me on my phone. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but I'm casting that. Whatever is on my phone right now is on that screen. This has been going on for tons of times. So when I move this screen, so does the, you can see that. When I move the screen. So for those that are kind of wanting to know what's kind of going on with everything of things I have to deal with, I think it's important for me to say how much control they have over everything that's going on. So for those that want to know, like whenever I'm doing anything on YouTube, anything that I do on here, let me see if it's a little bit more easier if I, there you go. Anything that I do on these phones, it seems to be linked to some sort of network that only certain people can post. It's entirely YouTube, like if it's a 15-second video of a celebrity or whatever it is, but they choose a selection of videos that they only allow me to see. Everything that I do on my phone is very specifically designed in order to antagonize me in many different ways. So I get every one of these emails. I don't know if it's even possible for you to be able to see that. But as I'm going through all these different types of stuff that's going on, these emails, I go through these emails and they send them as I'm reading them. So everything I do, every second of every minute of every millisecond that I'm doing is being observed by someone. So if I have a conversation about, let's just say, pizza, then they'll send me an email that says whatever pizza place. If I am looking up working out at 24-Hour Fitness, then they'll send me some email that says, and they use the word email, like E in the mail, right, in the rectum, faggot, right? And it's these twisted, fucked up things. But one of the things I wanted to show y'all is, they can see what's going on, is when I scroll through these emails, one second, let me see if I can, they always got all these laser beams and whatnot using on me. I don't know if you can see that, but whenever I'm doing any kind of emails or anything like that, I'll be typing in words, and you know how it like says right here the likeliness of what a word can be? Well, when I'm this is a frustration technique that they do to me. This has been going on for, I don't know, like several years. But I'll type in, like for an example, my email is house scratch, right? So I type in, obviously they're going to delete that because the whole world knows about them emailing me. So since I've typed in house scratch hundreds of times, it has a memory bank of when these words become very familiarized. And it's crazy how they familiarize these words to how to reprogram my brain. There's so much that goes into this that I understand what the fuck they're doing, and then to suppress me in order to keep me down, they beat the fuck out of me with these electronic devices. But anyway, when they do, they remove the memory bank of whatever the word is remembered. Whatever is remembered in this, the likeliness of a word show up. So for some reason, now house scratch doesn't even show up. it should show up right away. It knows what I'm going to do, and for some reason it's not showing up. For some reason, it's still not showing up. And so if I delete this and I use my other email, I put, like for an example, my other email is stop stalking me, and you can see I put stop stalking me, and immediately, before I even put a few words on there, the word, my email shows up because it recognizes it. Usually it catches it pretty fast, but these are training mental mechanisms they use while I'm fucking using my phone all the fucking time. It's a very aggravating tool that they use on me. Also, whenever I use speech and I talk into the phone and I say certain words, I don't have to type it in, it won't understand me, and it makes it all blurry, and I'll say like can, and it'll spell it K-A-N, or instead of C-A-N. Or if I say will, or whatever, I'm trying to think of a word right now. There's several words you can think of that are familiar with all sorts of different things. It'll print it as a different word. So let's just say that you are continuing to harass me and I do not like it. Okay, hold on a second. You are continuing to harass me and I don't like it. Alright, so you can see, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that on your, I don't think you can on the deal, but if you look real close, well, though they intentionally programmed it so it doesn't type in exactly what I'm saying, and it's an aggravating fucking tool. And it does some sort of mental adjustment to suppress me because I'm not wanting to go along with the fuck they want me to go along with, and everything that's going on with dream home makeovers, and obviously, the worst of a position and the excuses has already happened. Okay, obviously I have withered my life away for 15 years, and talking about Susie and the whole alpha male, like fucking chimps do in the fucking jungles, and like animals and us alpha humans do. We dominate a female, we fuck her in, we claim her our trophy, and we throw her away, or we marry her and we claim her for the trophy. There's a whole progress to that. But in this situation, they know that it's not, they know that I'm not going to go along with it. So they've constructed some sort of psychological system in order to put me where they want to place me. And while they're doing all this crazy computer shit, they're beating me with these electronic devices non-stop. Every fucking thing that I do, they have these little devices, and they're all hooked up all over the place, and it'll make me shit. It'll zap my muscle tissues, and it beats me the fuck out of me. Everything that I do on a bus, everything that I listen to, all the threats that come at me. Earlier I was on the bus and I saw a police officer, and he was watching me as I was swiggling it up the stairs. And as he knows that I make eye contact, he grabs some trash and he throws it at me, but I can't see his face. And it's doing this for Ken Cooper, because Ken Cooper's a police officer, so it's a way to just eat this trash, motherfucker. So it's these antagonizing things that they do, that some of this stuff you don't ever get to see on camera. And so when I see an officer do that, usually that tells me you don't run shit. So everyone else starts to play off of that, even though it plays off of me, because the idea is to suppress me and to put me in place, and then somebody else will fix it. Or if I misbehave, it's penitentiary time, or you just die in jail. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give y'all an idea of the crazy shit that they do on these mapping systems. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see the map that they have, but when I'm going, and everything that I do and these maps, when I'm trying to go to a destination, and let's just say, I don't know if you can see that, I'll be looking at whatever it is I need to go to, and let's just say you could see where I'm located in this position, right? You could see where and I had all these locations. Well, on this screen, you'll see that there's only certain things that are showing up on here, and you can see that I'm not even pressing the buttons. When I'm using this phone screen, I'll touch the button, and the screen has a fingerprint display that when you touch the screen, it signals to where you're trying to touch on the screen. Well, they'll change the lining of the screen, so when I press half, like the center of it, it's not what I'm pressing, and they'll shoot something up on the screen out of nowhere. I don't know where the fuck it comes from, and it's not me. So it's an aggravating tool that someone right now is sitting behind a computer doing this shit while I'm 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, going through all this shit. So let's just say you can see that I'm right here. This is a location. I'm in right now. I'm in Colorado, Denver, Colorado, and as you can see all these displays, what they want to do is they'll mentally put a type of a store. Like you can see that there's no stores significant, like Walmart, it'll just say cities. Well, what they'll do is I'll be scrolling around through the city. There's nothing there, nothing there. You see, obviously. Now you see how all of a sudden these names show up? Well, they'll, like this right here, herbs, natural herbs, wellness, cannabis store, they pop these out as I'm going through and it's like to ingest something in my head. So like if I don't have any food in the fridge and they already know that I don't have any food in the fridge and I have to go out and get something to eat, well, when I look to see what bus trip I have to take, I'll be like, okay, I gotta go to the Albertsons or whatever it may be. So what they'll do is when I'm going and looking at my screen and I don't even zoom in on any of this, all of a sudden you'll see it'll say McDonald's right there, and I'm like, you can see there's no display right now, but it's to guide me and put me and make things as tight as they possibly can to make sure I'm formed to their constructive psychological shit that they're doing. And it's so consistent. It's almost like I have no choice because there's so many people doing so many different things in so many settings that there's no way that I could possibly have the brain power to outmaneuver or to outsmart these people for any kind of reason. It's because of what's happened, because the President of the United States, they had me raped. They know that, Susie probably already has kids. You can think of all the sexual shit that makes a male mad when you go through all this kinds of crazy shit. So, anyway, I thought it was important for me to say something so that people kind of get an idea about the stuff that I'm doing. So, like for an example, on my notepad, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that on the notepad, you'll see it right there, right? Well, right now, this is just, like I have this, you can see this is the rotating screen. This is the GPS, casting, the data, Bluetooth, flashlight, and the Wi-Fi. So when I'm going through this, I actually won't even have this on right here, which is when you turn the screen on, right, it flips over, and then you do this right here, and it does it all over again, right? So I won't be doing this, and I'll be on my phone, or I'll be on a website as I'm walking, and they'll rotate my screen off and on like this while I'm using my phone and going about my business. So if they want to distract me and they have to get someone near me to do a psychological tactic to me, what they'll do is they'll distract me with this, and then I have to pay attention to what's in front of me. And these are sophisticated shit to put this shit, like it's intentionally because I'm not going along with what they want, and they see me as a mental disordered person. Obviously, they can rape me. These are psychologists that order for me to be raped, and they don't want to go to the penitentiary because the President Barack Obama has allowed these people, and they'll just put, the president wants to be the toilet paper. He wants to be the toilet. So he can rape and kill and do whatever he wants, and he'll just keep telling everyone. So it's almost like playing God. Don't worry, I'm God. You can kill whatever you want. I'm God. Don't worry, I'm the one that says everything that's okay. But anyway, so like when I'm going through this, you can see my to-do list. Everything I do on my to-do list is things I got to go for court, ideas that I have that I want to make videos on, and so on and so on. So sometimes I have a couple of more, or whatever it is. You can see drawings I have to do. Well, they know, and they know everything I'm going to do. So they know I'm going to donate blood. I had a transplant. Donate plasma. And they know all this. They break this down of what I understand of these certain things, and then they fuck with me. Obviously, I have to do research on benign tumors and my options and all kinds of shit, and they fuck with me. So let's just say I want to click on notepads, right? But when I go on these notepads, what they do is I'll click on, let me just go ahead and click something. I'm going to go and maybe put some more notes down. Immediately, as soon as I do that, it takes me down to the very bottom of the screen. It pisses me off because they intentionally do this because it drags my eyes to the bottom of the list. This is a psychological shit that they do to me, and I have to scroll back up, right? I have to scroll back up, and this is just kind of what they do to me, right? This is just kind of what they do to me all the time. No matter where I go or what I'm doing, no matter anything that's going on in my life. You can see those lasers over there, but it's some of the crazy shit that they do to me all the fucking time. And it's very aggravating. It's to put me mentally, and all this is constructed in a way in a laboratory in these psychology auditoriums that they do all this crazy shit. But obviously this is not, all this is happening is because I don't want to go along with what they want. Obviously they got a crucifix, you know, they got their laser beams, whatever it is that they need to do, and they have me raped. If you ask me in any kind of situation that if I had been able to persecute the highest level of criminal crimes against the psychologists and the people that were shooting me with these electronic devices, I would have sent them to the penitentiary for the remaining of their life as long as I fucking could. And when they get out, they're not going to be able to get a job, they're not going to have any functional life, and you're going to be thrown into public eyes. So maybe you can kill yourself. And don't worry, I'm safe. I'm in the safe zone. So anyway, I know that sounds brutal, but Barack Obama continues to laugh, including all these other people, because everything that I've ever known has really been stripped from me. The doctors, every single thing. So there's nothing that I can do on my phone, absolutely nothing I can do on my phone without any of these people knowing. So when I go on my calendar and I'm looking at my calendar of what I got to do, they know a doctor visit, I'm going to fly out. Everything is being observed and it gets trained. Everything that I do on Amazon, all these items that you see, everything that I order online, every single item is a selective, only a number of things that I'm allowed to pick from. The list goes on and the tactical shit that they do. Like I go to eBay, which I order from eBay as well. I've had an account longer with eBay, but when I go through eBay and I start selecting, let's just say, I'm going to take a look at purchased items, right? Stuff that I bought over a period of time. Like I'll buy a pair of shorts, and I specifically want military cargo shorts, right? The specific type of stitching. Well, they only put a certain kind, maybe like 4 different types of cargo pants that is a selection, and they just make a little bit of readjustments, because when they send me the clothes, it's professionally stitched in to train me psychologically. Like for an example, they'll stitch in senseless things into the clothes to like a straight jacket. Like, you know how they make straight jackets intentionally to restrain you or whatever it is that they use different methods? Well, they'll put these shorts and they'll put like these straps right above the knee, and it's almost like someone's tying your knee, and it resembles maybe because I was saying I was going to hang myself or I wanted to kill myself or whatever. But even if I wasn't, they begin to use that as a mechanism. And I swear to God, I won't even be suicidal, laughing or something, and they'll shoot the laser beam right over where the fucking rope is around my fucking leg, and they will continue to do that to see how I behave. Now, they got all these sensory weapons that can tell when this is my theory of it. I think they have these electronic devices that can tell when I'm nervous, that can tell when I'm either nervous or excited or very calm. There's some sort of sensory machine that not only can make me very nervous, but can tell when I'm very nervous or anxious. There's something that's meter reading. You know, they do this with ghost hunters. Ghost hunters, when they go inside mental hospitals and they try to ghost hunting, they have energy outputs. Well, that's what they're using on me. It's probably much more easier and sophisticated than they do when they go ghost hunting. So when they start shooting these electronic devices, they start reconstructing my paranoia, my adjustments to why I'm depressed, to maybe we have to make them really depressed because this is where we have to put them in a state of mind before we shoot them back up to a different mental state. And they just keep jagging to all sorts of different ways that they do this to me. All these prices have been adjusted. All of it has. So I don't know if you want to call it stealing. I paid $150 for this. The second that, you know, I wore this watch maybe a couple months, and it got rained on a couple times or so. Fucking, it's all torn. It ripped in half, right? All these items here, they confiscate. They put electronic meter devices and whatnot all over you name it. Everything that they do here, they know what I buy. They know what I don't buy. All sorts of things. The prices are being relisted, whether it's U.S. or it's U.K. or China, wherever it is. But everything I do is absolutely under their control. They say when it gets, as you can see this, they can say when it gets delivered. They always make readjustments on the delivery according to a certain day. So if they want to speed up the delivery process, they'll immediately change this. Or they'll fuck with me, and all of a sudden it'll say, like this says July 5th, all of a sudden it gets delivered July 1st for some fucking reason. And it won't even say that. And so when I get the item delivered, I look at it, I look at the item, and I said, what the hell, why did it get delivered? It doesn't say here that it got delivered. Oh, okay. And it's this poison shit that they do that Barack Obama is ordering. This is all to justify me being raped, okay, by a transgender. Everything that I'm doing is to make sure Barack Obama is continue smiling, laughing, and he is not going to be persecuted. The gay community, all of these psychologists that are doing this to me, the ones that are shooting these laser beams at me, all of them are faggots. All of them are fucking gay. Women are the worst, one of the worst people you want to fuck with, because women are fucking nasty bitches. And when you know what they do is they press me and they put me in these horrible situations that I get so angry. And I start, you know, this and that, and we all guys talk about this, deficiency in some parts and the others. You start talking about dick size, you start talking about loose pussy. Women absolutely hate that shit. So guess what? When a psychologist hears you say that shit, when they take a difference of opinion, what more likely are they going to do? Help you or be very negative toward you or do damage to you? Well, the way that they get the women and people against me is they get me to say things that naturally will get people to piss me off and make them into enemies. So once they set that shit up, then it becomes very obstacle fucked up for me and more in the favor of someone else. So whenever basically let's just say I come in contact with a brother of mine that got burned and he didn't die, or Julian got his head crushed in. Well, what they do is they'll reason with it with these that are in places to justify who's going to get what and kind of make everything peaceful. So what they'll do is they'll justify the murder attempt, like that was placed on me, by saying that one of the kid's mothers that was 17 that whooped my ass at the cemetery, kicking me in my head, covered in blood, shown to my mother's doorstep, his mother died of cancer. So there you go. That's the exchange for Julian now being in a vegetative state. So he didn't save my life. So now how are we going to justify and help DJ Classic Soul, Michael Rossiter, to now Michael saved my life, to all the horrible fucking things he did. Well, in life, once you're dead, there is nothing you can fix about that person. That is the ultimate end. There is no more God there you can do with that at all. So that is an irreplaceable, priceless thing that Michael did. Now they'll start breaking that in chambers and they have someone else only observing me and using these machines and watch how I reply and watch how I behave and all these things. So once they get Michael up at this top, from him raping and doing all the horrible things, they're still going to give him a DJ contract. They're still going to help Richard Murphy. They're still going to do this White Tower shit. Now it's not Julian anymore. I got to stay away from Julian. What did I do? I didn't do anything. Well, just reason with it. It's just that's life. It goes on and on and on. It takes me too long to talk about and everything that they're fucking doing. But this is just kind of maybe hopefully a little of a brainstorm idea of the consistency of everything that they're doing. When I get on Uber, these people are harassing the shit out of me. They pick these faggots and they pick these fucking motherfuckers to get in situations to piss me off in the fucking car, telling me what they're going to do, telling me I got raped, telling me they represent Frankie, replaying everything that had gone on in my life. Everything in the most sensitive ways that you can fucking imagine in life. So, my trips, you can see, I don't know if you can't really see that very well. It's kind of hard to see on the fucking screen. But if you look very closely, or if it's a little bit more clear, all these people that are, and they changed the prices in order to be able to, 1 second. They're shooting these electronic devices as I'm talking. So that they're shooting something, and so that I spit out boogers and whatnot. But they have this heater right now that's all fucked up, and this whole heater that's fucked up, they got the numbers all jig-jagged because Jesus Christ is right, the cross is right above that. So anyway, as they got all these different types of, you can see how they stock me. Each one of these people that I'm going through, this is just, the prices have all been adjusted. These are all license plates. These are specific people, very specifically to come target me. The prices are overwhelming. $35 when this should have been 20 fucking bucks. And this is the way that they drain my financial money, and they drain and they do and go on and go on and go on. So this person was a transgender that was acting crazy hostile in the fucking car. This is the motherfucker over here that I swear to God, I was about to grab that steering wheel and slam it against the fucking, where we're on the fucking highway. I felt like killing this motherfucker. And as you go through these lists, they charge me an outrageous amount. You can see how I canceled this trip right over here. I canceled this trip trying to book another driver, and they won't let me. They booked the guy that had harassed me, so then I can't use this anymore. Every single person that they book on here has been threatening me, harassing me, and they very specifically tell them, this is what I need you to do. I need you to drive 100 miles an hour on the highway. I need you to fucking jerk the car with the fucking brakes. And these are shitty cars, and they pick me up. Each one of these cars, the prices and the individuals are there to make this about themselves, the gay community, and it's always working against me. So I'll go on Lyft, and it's the same fucking thing. All these people that you fucking see on here, all these individuals that are on here are all targets. They charged me $71 here. When I looked at Google and did the mapping, did the price estimate, it was $30, $35 to go to the airport. And then when I booked the ride, they took $71 out of my account. And I showed this guy the money and these individuals have all handily been picked out. A lot of the times, these photos are not who they are. Like I said, this has been going on for fucking years and years and years. When I get on Expedia and I fly across the country and fly over to different places around the world or wherever it may be, I don't know if you can see that pretty well. You can see that they got all these different types of accounts. I don't even know where this is 12,000, I don't know if you can see it, 12,000 points. I had 3,000 points. I think I spent like, I don't know, like $4,000. Not even, like, I spent like $2,500, $2,000 on plane tickets, hotels to Cancun, you name it. I still only was able to accumulate like $27 after that. All of a sudden, these points just show up out of fucking nowhere. I don't know who put this shit here. Then there's $87. I don't know who's doing any of this shit. Obviously, I had this on dark, but why is this light? Look, I don't know if you can see that. It's on dark, but for some reason, they control it through the software system. So we'll put it on light, we'll go back to dark, and we'll put done. Right? Okay, so now it's black. Now you can actually see what the hell is going on. This is the type of mental racial things that they play. They know white to black to dark to when Hector died and whatnot. So these are sophisticated mental games that they play with me. When I look to see if I can book a flight, you can see, I don't know if you can see that right there, multi-city, one-way, and round trip. Well, they just added this multi-city, so I can go from like France to Belgium and to Dallas and then to New York and then to Japan. And I could book these flights. But when I'm opening the app on here and I go back to the home screen, right, to the home screen, they change the software settings at the original one, which is like the 2.1 version of it or whatever it is. Then I go back to booking a flight, and this multi-city, it won't let me. It won't let me go to a multi-city. It just says one way or round trip. And these are crazy sophisticated shit that they do. What is round trip can reference in many different ways. Round trip in the ass, one way, or multi-city, right? And they do, like, the individual, one of the ladies here, this wannabe girlfriend or whatever of this guy, comes over and she goes, round trip, and she's trying to behave like Obama's wife, and he's trying to obey like Barack Obama, because they don't want me to say that they're gay and they're hiding in the closet and all this other shit. So they say round trip because it's like saying round trip, like, yeah, we're gay and but they put all this implementing shit that I don't want to be a part of. It's really fucking fucked up how it's just Congress and the whole White House, these faggots, they all run everything. Every day it's almost like I wake up, I have no idea, I question so much that why didn't they have me murdered, and it is not because of psychology, they could have killed me a long time ago. They could have done this, just like they had me raped. I don't know what reasons. I think it's probably because my dad had some leverage because he's gay and he was part of the community. So, like I said, all the pictures that they know that I'm doing, everything that I do on my phone, everything, they know about what I'm doing. I take these pictures and I'm just whatever, right? These are all pictures that I take just so that I could post them later. Obviously, they know when I take a picture of certain situations so I can remember some of these people. So, this is Susie Kelly, I know, whatever. But I've actually seen several of these females show up out of nowhere. This blonde girl right here, I remember seeing her at a mall. And she was vengefully, like, had murder in the eyes that I run this shit. Like, it was murder. Like, not, I'm going to say murder. When I say your mother's a bitch and we got everything we want out of this situation. You ain't going to win this fight. It was like throwing the white flag, you know, like you surrender. And I saw this person. I also remember seeing this person somewhere else. I don't remember if I remember seeing these three girls, but I'll occasionally go through these photos because this happened a long time ago. I remember walking through the mall. One of Susie's friends was walking through the mall when I saw this guy, Aaron Hernandez, who's a famous football player that murdered his girlfriend, or was it girlfriend? He murdered some guy or something like that. Everyone knows the famous football player that I think was for the Patriots or something like that. Well, I saw him in the mall, and he looked at me like this sincere of like, you have no idea what someone has done to you. Someone has done some really awful things. And he was wearing an all-white T-shirt, and I didn't know why I had. And he just looked. He's a pretty big fucking guy. But I just didn't really think of it because it isn't very common. You see these types of Latins, you know, for some reason in the world that I've lived in, especially clean cut like that. And that same day or that same mall, I walk in and I see Susie's friend, and Susie's friend looked unbelievably pissed, like you will never hurt my Susie, like fuck you, you motherfucker, like you know, I might as well just go to the funeral home and sign off my casket because these bitches were the worst. Now, of everything that's going on, right? Everything is hacked into my Facebook, everything that I do on my Instagram. So obviously, all this shit's being hacked into. All my pictures. I don't know actually who can see this. I have these pleading responses all over my Instagram and Facebook. This is my Facebook. It's running away from those that don't allow me to live my life and are targeting me in hate crimes. Stop harassing me and stop stalking me. So, obviously they know all these pictures here all selectively get picked out. Every single one of these. Michael Jackson, you can see several times. Whatever celebrities it is. It goes on and on and on and on and on. These UFC fighters, you know, well, the list goes on and all these crazy shit. So they'll know exactly who I go through. So when I go through a list of who I want to go check out, right, who's, you know, whether it's Dana White, you know, or, you know, Kaylee Cuoco, who I saw at the airport and interviewed me for a job. I don't actually know who actually can see these pictures, but I always do wonder to myself if I'm the only one that can see some of these pictures, and maybe just the Instagram, maybe the instant videos that they show. So obviously, I buried in myself enough and all kinds of crazy shit. So let's just say that I go through Susie's account. Oh, look, she has some videos, right? This is one female that I remember seeing. She was fucking her. It was her that I fucking saw. I don't even know where the fuck these people come from, right? This person was, I mean, this female owns Susie. Like she's what do they call them? Madams? They call them madams, like the hardcore bitch that runs the other hoes. Well, she's one of them. Now, as crazy as lunatic as this sounds, all the celebrities and all the money and all this crazy shit, it's always been against me, right? I've never really been the one to be a part of too much of this. So, I don't know, most of these, honestly, in my opinion, when I go through these photos, the first thing that I think of, most of this has already been adjusted. Like, for an example, it looks like Susie has a gut. Like this picture looks like she just had a baby. She does not, I mean, look at the girls that she's around. She has like a beer belly. She looks like she had a child. You know, I'm pretty sure that's probably why. And you look at some of these other photos and, you know, she's clean cut. So I don't know if these are just adjusted pictures to fuck with me because people will bring up Susie around me. This has been going on for years and 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 years. But I need to make another video because I don't know how much time it says, 40 minutes. Looks like these let me go a little bit longer on my phone, but one second.